Is it time we move on from Virat Kohli?
Now, Virat Kohli averages 27.22 this year. With this ongoing test match, it only becomes critical for him to get his form back. But if he does not perform, is it time to drop him and look forward to someone else? Before we get into Virat Kohli's stats and if we think he will be dropped, hit that subscribe button. Let's get into it.
Now, since 2010, we pulled out the stats and the number of runs scored by prominent test batters when it comes to their side winning or drawing a test match. In this list, you'll see that Virat Kohli is at number 5. In fact, the Fab 4 feature in the top 5. David Warner is at number 4, but Virat Kohli is at number 5, which means that definitely he's been an important cog when it comes to India's batting middle order. And he's also the top Indian batter on this list itself. We also looked at the number of times that India has won or drawn a test match when Virat Kohli has gone on to score 75 runs or more in an innings. And in 75% of such occasions, India has gone on to either win or draw the matches. Lastly, if you filter this by the number 4 batting position, you'll see that Virat Kohli is the top batsman in the world when it comes to the number of runs scored in a win or a draw.
Talking about Virat Kohli and the number 4 position, it's very important to understand why the number 4 position in test matches or test teams are important. Usually, the best batter in your team bats at number 4. If you look at the likes of Sachin Tendulkar, Jack Callis, Steve Smith, Joe Root, and now Virat Kohli, they all bat at number 4. And this is for a reason. You don't want them to be exposed too early to the new ball, nor do you want them to come a little late where they don't get enough time to settle in. Now, something you'll find in all of these batters that I named is that all of these batters are naturally very attacking. And as a number 4 batter, that is what you're essentially doing. You're setting the tempo for the innings. A few wickets fall too early, then you're trying to settle down and take the innings through. But if there's a big partnership, then you're coming into bat with an attacking mindset. It's also important to understand, unlike a T20 or an ODI, you will see specialist positions in test teams. It is very rare to find a number 4 batter like a Virat Kohli opening the innings or batting number 3 or number 5 unless there are injuries or if he needs to replace some other batter. A lot of you in our previous video have commented down below of how Shubman Gill might be the backup opener for Rohit Sharma, but this is simply not true because he is the number 3 in the test team and you don't simply change a number 3, which is why Abhimanyu Ishwaran has been added into the squad because he will then become the backup opener.
Virat Kohli's role at the number 4 position has changed drastically currently as compared to previously. Earlier, Virat Kohli used to bat with the likes of Pujara and Rahane, and something I want to get into is how his role was at that time itself. Now, with someone like a Pujara and Rahane, you had solidity on either side of Virat Kohli, which meant that Virat Kohli could freely play his strokes when he was batting with Pujara because Pujara would usually hold up one end and be extremely solid. And the other thing also is that Rahane was the batsman to follow after Virat Kohli, so Virat Kohli could actually play a lot more freely because Rahane was very solid, was someone who could take on the attack to the opposition while also grinding down the bowlers. And this is also evident in a lot of the innings that Rahane and Pujara themselves have played for India. Every time that they've gone on to score 75 plus runs in an innings, India has gone on to draw or win 85% plus of those matches. And in the 32 innings where this has happened, Kohli has been involved in 12 century partnerships with either Pujara or Rahane, which goes to show how solid these three were together, what kind of synergy they had, and how Virat Kohli could essentially play the role that he was meant to at number 4.
Things have changed from how it was before because now our number 3 batter is Shubman Gill and our number 5 batter is almost unknown. Our number 5 batter is decided depending on the situation they need to send a batter in. It's either KL Rahul or Rishabh Pant or even Sarfaraz Khan for that matter. Not only that, our style of openers have also changed. With someone like a Rohit Sharma and Jaiswal, you know they're going to attack from ball 1 or if not the first over. Unlike before when you had someone like a Murli Vijay or KL Rahul grinding out the hours or grinding out the bowler. Now this is the main difference, right? Batters around Virat Kohli are stroke players. They want to attack. They don't trust their defense as much. We also heard Gambhir in the pre-match press conference before this test match started talking about how batters need to trust their defense. And we know that these batters don't. So now Virat Kohli almost needs to play a different style as compared to what he used to do before. And this is very much like a T20 innings. When he plays a T20 innings either for RCB or India, you see him batting through. You see him playing out the innings while the batter at the other end takes the attack forward. And this is essentially what is happening in this team too. He's forced to play a Pujara-like kind of innings where the batters around him attack. He needs to be able to hold up one end. It almost feels like he needs to take a little more responsibility than he used to before. And because Virat Kohli is not in the best of forms, he doesn't trust his defense as much, it becomes a little more difficult because for someone who needs to hold up the other end, he is not doing that.
The question then is, why haven't the selectors dropped Virat Kohli yet? Now, the first and foremost reason is the kind of experience that Virat Kohli brings to this lineup. That's not something that can be discounted very easily. Add to that, if you were to drop Virat Kohli at this juncture with only one test match left in the home series and then 5 test matches in the Border Gavaskar Trophy, it's going to be a struggle for India to find someone who can come in at number 4, fill that position, play that role and bat the way that Virat might be able to bat in the Border Gavaskar Trophy. And as much as Virat Kohli has not been in the greatest of forms, removing him will just add more chaos to the batting order than have some kind of stability. And this is the main reason for why the team management hasn't already dropped Virat Kohli. If you're going to back someone like KL Rahul, who's also had a torrid run for all this while, then why not back Virat Kohli, who's proven himself multiple times in the Border Gavaskar Trophy, has all of that experience and just will be such a great influence to the youngsters in the squad.
This has been a video on why we think Virat Kohli will continue to bat in the number 4 position regardless of how he performs in this test match. Like, share and subscribe, all that good stuff. All of our links are in the description below. Subscribe to our newsletter if you haven't already. We also have a blog, so go read multiple articles. Follow us on Instagram and on Twitter. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.